I started Dr. Vedya's.
Look, why did you leave Well Capital? Matlab, you were at a dream job.
Huh.
You know, when you keep helping other companies, now it gives you an itch.
No.
Goals.
I think my purpose was a little bit more.
Different. Yeah, but
My
that
purpose was a
also.
little bit more personal. So my last name Vedya means Ayurvedic doctor. We have 150 years of family legacy in Ayurveda. My dada, great grandfather, all Ayurvedic doctors. And as a family, we own a large IP, like 100 plus proprietary formulations. Now, my dada was a doctor. He ran a clinic, which he inherited from his father. He was very successful. Had 350 patients a day come to his clinic. 12,000 patients write to him via post, which is the e-commerce of 80s and 90s. But he didn't really care for like sales, distribution, marketing, strategy. He wasn't really a businessman as such, right? So he gave a free consultation in his clinic because he believed that economic strata should not prevent people from coming to see him.
Okay.
My dad graduated from college in the late 80s and late 80s में FMCG बन रहा था इंडिया में. Brands बन रहे थे, right? All of this was happening in India. So my dad said, like, I'm not wanting to be a doctor, I want to be a business person. तो आपके formulation से हम brand बनाते. They tried to work together for 1 year. Doctors and businessmen don't see eye to eye. Eventually, my dad went his own way and started what is now our family business in the jewelry and watch space. But I grew up with asthma. I grew up with juvenile bronchitis. I had pumps, nebulizers, steroids, inhalers while I was growing up. And I couldn't play cricket because of that, right? Like most kids, age 5,
Yeah.
by the time you can do something, you go to the cricket field. I went to Hindu Gymkhana and by age 7, my dada moved me off the cricket field because there's too much dust.
Yeah.
बॉम्बे के मैदान पे इतना ग्रास नहीं है, डस्टी है. तो इसे नहीं होगा. And I was the only kid playing golf and squash, right? And it was like individual sports. Nobody else was playing. Think of a 7-year-old kid trying to hit a golf ball, like you're basically hitting the mud the whole day and getting nothing done, right? And I had not tried Coca-Cola, Limca, Fanta or Sprite till age 30. Now, today's kids don't have it.
Yeah.
But the kids of the 90s had Lay's and Coca-Cola at every birthday party.
Yes.
I could not have any of that. I could not have ice cream. I remember going to Baskin Robbins when I was 12 years old and everybody else was having ice cream and I got a scoop of vanilla ice cream and my mom waited till it melted, till it became a soup, because if I had it and it was too cold, it would jack my throat and I'd start breathing problems, right? So asthma basically prevented me from having a normal childhood as I would feel, right? And 14 years of treatment later, my dada cured me of asthma. And when I was 16 and a half, I became the captain of my school cricket team. Now, you know which school I went to. Dhirubhai Ambani International School. Not like there were many people playing cricket. It's not like we had a really big team. But I was not the best player.
Okay.
I was not even close to being the best player. But I was the most regular to practice. I went to every practice on time, was most committed, etc. All of that. So captain bana diya. And now captain was not a big deal. But for me, it was a big deal that I became captain of my school team. And Ayurveda allowed me to become that, right? So other than my family legacy, it was something that meant a lot to me. I went for my undergrad to Brown. I did my education, whatever I did, right? But I saw a move towards natural organic products and I saw yoga being repackaged, right? Like yoga mats, yoga gyms, yoga apparel, Lululemon. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is Indian and they have taken it from us and they've made a multi-billion-dollar industry out of it. I'm super patriotic. And I wear this like band of India on my hand at all times and all. So I said, nahi yaar, Ayurveda ke saath hi nahi hona chahiye. So I came back to India. I was working this private equity job and I had promised my dada when I was a kid, I'll do something with the legacy. I wrote my college essays also about like, my college essay ka first it was Vedya, my last name means Ayurvedic doctor, right? And I said that when we started this also.
podcast as well, yeah.
So I had made that promise to my dada. He passed away. There was this legacy, there were these formulations, there was all of that. And then like I was thinking in the back of my mind, kuch to karna hai. And finance में आप थक जाते हो थोड़ा टाइम के बाद. Like some people will stay in it for the rest of life. And some people are like कुछ तो age है, right? And when you work with amazing entrepreneurs, like in LKW, I invested in Fab India. Now, I mean, I got to work on a business like Fab India. I'm like, मुझे भी बनाना है brand, यार. Like मुझे भी तो कुछ करना है. So I remember it was my dad's 50th birthday, April 2016. And back of my mind में early stage का कुछ करना है, startup कुछ करना है, कुछ तो करना है. And I gave a speech on my dad. It was in his office.
Okay.
Like in the garden area or in the ground floor parking lot में कुछ team ने कुछ small celebration किया था. And I gave a speech and all of that. And by this time my dada had passed. So his clinic was running as a dispensary.
Okay.
जो पुराने patients आते थे वो prescription दिखा के दवाई लेते थे बस और 3-4 लोग थे वैसे. So his nurse of 17 years came up to me after the speech and said, "You're talking about your father, but if you don't do something about this right now, you're going to let your grandfather's legacy die." And then it was like that, for all entrepreneurs, that one switch flipped, right? And that one moment
Light
came.
bulb
हाँ.
moment.
Light
And
bulb.
that was my light bulb moment. And I said, "Nahi, I will quit my job and इसमें कुछ तो करना है." Like I was 24 and a half years old and I was like, कुछ तो करना है. Like I have to do something. And that's how we started.
And like it was purely out of this feeling of patriotism. And of course then
Family. Patriotism है. So that patriotism translated on our product. Like so today, if you buy any Dr. Vaidya's product, you will see proudly Indian written on the front and center of every product, right? So that patriotism translated. But I think the key driving factor was
family.
Dr. Vaidya was my dada's name. उनका नाम रोशन करना.